Hi to you, dear viewers. In the follow-up to the practical courses of our projects, we get to the next project called Mailbox. In fact, Mailbox is an application whose items you can see here, and we are going to design the views like this and see how the items are designed and how we can make them one by one. As with all the former projects, first I make a copy from this project and design the items contained within, so that we are going to redesign them. I set this down here and we start the work. A brief explanation on this user interface. Here there is a section called Aside that is the left of the view. The third section is here, and the items that are for the inbox here, 4 views have been shown to us. Each one of these views contain certain parts, for instance the date for sending the email, how is it, if there is an attachment, how is the attachment. It's different and contains different options, and there is a section here which is for opening the view of card view that we have here. That is, imagine the user has clicked on this option and this item has opened up for him. Now we are going to apply some changes on this view. That is, imagine we don't have this item, that is, this item is separate, and when the user clicks on it, we want to have a full view of it with all of its underlying details shown to us and have it open up. And it contains different sections. The toolbar that we have here, it can delete it or send it to different parts. This part is the bar that shows how many emails we have received. Of course, the number that is shown here must be equal to this number. Here we have the number 180, whereas in the inbox we had 20, although this 180 may show the maximum number of emails, not the received emails that can be sent to the inbox. And here it shows the information of the user whose emails has been opened, the time and the directory. There are some attachments here that the user can download, and here we can send a message to the sender of the email and send them as an attachment, or send it to a social media software such as Telegram. And finally we have the copyright section which has been mentioned. So we are going to have a redesigning and see how each part is designed. Many of the sections are the same as the former projects. They are just repetitions and we don't need to explain them that much. But there are some techniques that you are going to master gradually. Imagine this section needs to be designed over here. In that case we can use 2 items, 2 rectangles, and this one has been set here, and we are going to analyze it and see how they have been designed. So we go down and start designing. First I am going to use the aside and first design the wireframe like this, and then go move on to the next items. So what I do here is to design that item and try to have or apply the same size I want it to be here, so that it looks better. And the color I give it, I don't want it to be something identical. We just want to see how they are made. Here I set the fill section on blue, and this blue color is given to it. Okay, we don't want it to have a border, but we need to give it a shadow, and the shadow which we give it, we set it at the X is set at 40, and finally here is set at 80. Okay, that is, here we have such a thing. Here we can reduce the darkness, like that, and get on with the work. Okay, that's up to here. And now we are going to see which items we can copy. I would copy and paste most of them to take care of the job faster. I copy and paste many of its sections so that we can get along faster. Okay, I zoom in here and paste the work here. If you have paid attention, we have the same images on the project that we had, so I won't be explaining them here and spend the time on more concerning matters. Here, in this section, if I am able, I want to completely copy them, and now along with the icons that are here, I want to zoom in to have a better view of the goings on. Okay, let's see if by copying we can have all the items. Yeah, we can have all of them. We have different examples. For this issue, I just want to change the font compared to the one we previously had. I add SL Pro display like this, and the title of these two is changed to like this, Pro display, like that. That's up to here. Now designing this section is much easier. This item is going to be designed here, the background of the inbox and this one, and see how they can be designed. So from here I add this section up to here. I don't want it to have a border, but if I want to reduce the opacity, well, my background would not be seen. So in order to do this, I need to send this to back. I want it to be set at the back. Okay, in order to do that, what we need to do is set this like that over here. Now from these two, I cut them, and again I send them here. I reduce the size a little so that we would have the same width and same length. What I do here is I go to the rainbow, I design it, zoom in a bit. Okay, I set it like that. Up to here, it is enough, the color that I want. Okay, so that it would be what I want. Okay, that's up to here. Of course, if you pay attention, it is a little thinner. That is, its width is 10, and we try to have it similar to what we have to make things more exciting. Here I give it number so that we will be able to have those similarities. What is the next item? It is the notification section that we have here. So quite easily, what I do, again, I draw a rectangle like this. I set the border at 0 and I give it number 50. And finally the color red that I want to have here, I said I don't want them to be identical, but there should be some differences in coloration. Okay, I copy this color code, change them to a darker blue like this, and I want it to be a bit more different compared to what I want to have. And here I set number 20 inside this item. If we cut and paste this item, it will fall on the object that we want. I give it number 20, and it is exactly at the center. The color is changed to white, and I reduce the font. That is, the number 20 is chosen for font. Okay, I use these items for centrality, so up to here we succeeded in having the items we had on our mind for a change of color, and applied it. And now the other sections, the folders, I am going to copy and paste it here. The font will be changed to what we want. SF Pro Display. Okay, and finally we have one here. I use this copy and paste it in front of the folder, and here I say add, but I want to make some changes on it. Okay, that's how it is done. And of course the color, I change it to this gray color that we have here. Of course I can choose the blue color, but we don't want it to be very identical. 3 colors are enough. Okay, that's up to here. Let's see what else we got. And finally the button that we have here, we had something similar in the former projects. Again, in order to make things more exciting, I begin designing it, rather redesign it. Set the border at 10, and the color of the blue that I want, the kind of blue that I'm looking for. Okay, I open eyedropper, choose the color code and copy it and set it here. And finally, if you have paid attention, it is set exactly at the center. I move it a bit up, and in the example that we have here, as you see, there is a shadow hidden this button, and now we are going to design it in a very easy. I make a copy, I reduce the size like this, set it exactly here, and the color is changed to, we can use the same blue color to make things more exciting. This one I need to move it back there so that I would have something more beautiful like that. Stay with me. Well, in the follow-up, now we get to the part where we are going to design the shadow, the button. Now we are going to set it behind the button and behind a slide, as you see over here. And if you have paid attention, I choose the object player for it here, and the value is set at 40, and also the opacity is set at 80. And what I do here very well, here there are some changes. Well, it's okay. I'm going to set this here. I reduce the size so that it looks like this, and now I set it down. And now let's check this out, and we apply some changes. The amount is reduced. It is set at 30, and also I set the opacity at 70 so that it looks like my desired outcome. And finally, from here I get a copy. I set a text here, name compose, like this. Very well. And the add button that we had here, I didn't copy it, no problem. I set it here, and again I hit add. Okay, I save it, and let's go and see how things are. This button needs to be set on top so that it looks more exciting. We finished the side section, and we noticed how simple it is. It is really simple. Again, I emphasize you need to practice, keep practicing, and you will get to the level where you will feel comfortable. Okay, the next section is this item. From here I can copy and paste, but I'd rather do it differently. I make a copy from this, move it here, and now finally this one up to here. And let's see if we have a shadow here. No, I delete the shadow section and our background, and we are going to change this to white, like this. Of course, if you have paid attention here, you need to give it some space like this, so that if you pay attention here, it is setting here, so it needs to be set on this item here. If I add this item, then the shadow of my side won't be visible. I set it on the send to back to arrange it like that, so that I can see the shadow for my side. Well, the items that we have here, the search button, I copy the items inside and go back. Here I am going to design that section like this. I am going to in fact set it here. I don't want it to have borders, and I am going to change the color to gray like this, and I keep it border 10. The two items that we copied are pasted inside. Of course, we can give this color to it like this, and we can even use other colors. We can use this blue color so that we make things more exciting, but in fact a little change to here. We give it a border here, but the border would be like this. The color is changed so that I would have a more beautiful result. Again, SF Pro here, like this, and finally the card view that we have here. I design one of them here again. Well, we saw how these are designed in the previous practices. I guess you know how it is done by this time, how they are designed. I change the color a little, this. Okay, now we change the color here, and the corner radius is set at 15, bit more, and here I don't need this. I just need to give it some border so that I would have exactly what I am looking for. Okay, from here I said I don't want the exactly identical thing, just a bit of difference. We are going to include all the items here. I set this right there. I reduced the size of this item, set it over here. I set it on top, and finally I set this at the bottom like this. Okay, if you pay attention, we have something like this, but the difference is that the top layer has a shadow. So in order to make things more exciting, I set it like that. Set this at 20 and this one at 20 as well. And well, here I need to set this on 0 so that it looks like this a little here. The color of the shadow is going to be like this as well, a little paler, so that I get to know this layer is exactly on the lower layer. Okay, like this, and I make a copy from all of these. Alright, and none of these has any shadows. To maximum here. Okay, the items that have been set here. In fact, I am going to copy and paste, make things faster, speed up the process, and here I set them there. I reduce the size, yep, like this, and this one is set exactly here, but the difference is that in these sections we need to apply some changes on the font. Okay, SF Pro, like this, and the text that is set here. Okay, very well, and finally here as well, SF Pro, and this one is the same. Here I set it, and now we can copy and paste from this for the next examples. That's exactly what I do. That is this section, this and this. I am going to copy them, set them here, like this. I get on with the work. Okay, very well. So this one we succeeded in including our intended items. Okay, that's up to here. Now we are going to apply some changes in this section. That is, this section is going to contain some animation. I copy and paste the items that I want from here. All these items, I copy them and here include them on my design. A little bit of the alignment like this to see how things are. Okay, the number 180 is changed to 20 so that it equals our inbox, and now I want to, by clicking on this item, I want to open this item as an animation. So what do? I copy this design and set it here. I am going to delete the items over here thoroughly. Okay. Now what do? We are going to apply the prototype section in the same manner here. By clicking over here, I am going to have this transition section on auto animate and have it run for me. I play it to see how things are. If I click on this, it is going to open up quickly. We can include the back buttons here. If here I have the back button, by hitting this I can go back to this page where I was. Again, I play it to see how things are. Very well. Okay, so up to here we succeeded in designing the page compared to the main design, and let's go and see if there is something else that we can do. We can design the compose section over here. The compose section belongs to adding a new mail for each of these sections. So if we want, we can take care of it by clicking on this section. We can blur the background here, and I am going to show these items here so that I send a new email to a person. So I am going to set the information in another file as a copy and paste, and here I am going to design what I want like this. For the blur section of my Mac background, I am going to set this at object blur like that. The amount would be set on background blur like this. I have it like this. The opacity, the brightness is reduced like this, and now the amount I can reduce or increase it, a number 15 max, and now I design the item that I want. Here, this section, such a frame is drawn. I set it exactly at the center screen. I don't want it to have a border. I set it at 5. And the background I want, I make it like this. I am going to have it like this. I set it like that. Okay, this one is the same. This one as well. Alright, as you can see here, and the items that I want now, they are set over here. I designed them like that in an entertaining way so that they would look good. We can give it number 50, but less would be better. It implies more. Okay, I use this color code like that. I give it a border. Let's see what we got over here. Yep. Like this. Here I can have it, and we aren't supposed to perform a lot of actions. Imagine I want to, for this person, send another email. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to go to this section. Imagine here I am going to add some inputs like this. The border is set like this, and the color is set as white. Now we can have it like this, but we want it to have the integral inside it. Okay, that's up to here. And finally, I make another copy out of this. I increase the size. I use this button. Okay, here. Yeah. For instance, imagine I want to set it at send. Yep. This one is set here. I need to reduce the size of the button. Like this. I set this exactly here. Now imagine by entering the subject and the topic and the text that he wants, he hits the send and sends it to the user. As I said, we don't want it to be exactly the same thing. We just want to keep up the appearance by clicking on the prototype. I want to enter this section. I am going to set it here. I zoom in a bit here. I say background, yeah, would be gray. Receive this color, and when the user clicks the back, he enters this section. Here is the auto animate. Now we check out the work, see what the result is. I hit play. Very well. Okay, in the follow-up we saw that how we can design the items and which items we need to deal with. Okay, that's what we wanted. And here we noticed by hitting this item we can include these, and by clicking on the back we can enter this section. Okay, very well. And the points that we analyzed in these tutorials are the points that you can apply on all your projects regardless of the user interface that you intend to design, but you need to try to learn more things, keep practicing. It is through practice that you can get the result that you want. And so try to use sites such as Dribble and Pinterest on the other hand, where you can use the patterns for software designing and learn new patterns. There are very professional designers on these sites with a link to the sites so that they can provide different individuals with the samples of their work. And you need to, by getting new ideas from them, have your desired designs very well. So we try to include the important points in this project and see how we can deal with these items that were contained in it, and we designed them perfectly. I hope you will have great luck.